My name is Presley Remfer, and this is my ballad project for Music 118. For this project, I decided to do a creative interpretation of the ballad Maddie Groves by Doc Watson, and I chose to do a collage in order to kind of put some images to the storytelling of this song. Typically, ballads are poems or songs that tell stories, and Maddie Groves tells the story of a common young man having an affair with a noble woman. This adulterous affair is subsequently put to a stop by the noble woman's husband, who we know as Lord Daniel, when he walks in on his wife and this man, and he ends up killing both his wife and the man she was having an affair with. When I was doing this project, I decided to listen to the song first and just get a feel for it, and then listen to the song again and write down any words that stuck out to me that I maybe wanted to use an image for, or just to get a better idea of the story in itself. To begin explaining some of the photos that I chose for this project, we have a ripped page from the series of haunted ballads, which is where Maddie Groves originated from, in the top left corner. Next to that, we have a guitar and what's known as a flat pick, which is used in this song as well as in other bluegrass music. In the bottom left corner, we have a sign of Appalachia, just because this is Appalachian music. And we also have a picture of Doc Watson's album Home Again, which is where this song comes from. This song begins by setting a scene of a high holy day where little Maddie Groves goes to church and hears holy words. This is how the song begins, and so I just thought that it would be perfect to add a tiny little picture of a church right up at the top as the song starts. The broken-esque bridge in the top right corner represents the broke-down bridge that little Maddie Groves decided to swim under or around when he stumbled upon it during his 15-mile adventure to find Lord Daniel's wife. When Lord Daniel is caught up to speed and is informed that Maddie Groves and his wife are in fact in bed together, he repeats, and I quote, "I'll hang you to a tree, I'll hang you to a tree," to the man that ultimately informs him of his wife's affair, which is why I decided to add underneath the bridge in the church and next to the flat pick a picture of a tree with a noose, which is where this man would have ultimately gone to if he were to be lying about Lord Daniel's wife and Maddie Groves. The final three pictures, being the 2 feet underneath the covers, the sword, and the graveyard on that hill, ultimately represent the demise of Maddie Groves and Lord Daniel's wife. After Lord Daniel gets to his house, he finds Maddie Groves and his wife in bed together. As he was standing at the foot of the bed, in the ballad it says, "They awoke, it was broad daylight, Lord Daniel at their feet, Lord Daniel at their feet." After they're caught, Maddie Groves suggests that he fight for his life against Lord Daniel. Lord Daniel actually grants him the better sword out of the two that he has, but unfortunately, Maddie Groves is killed within one strike from Lord Daniel, which is why there is a sword in black and white signifying death at the bottom right corner. At the end of the ballad, Lord Daniel is asking his wife if now, after he's killed Maddie Groves, if she loves him more than Maddie, and she says while she likes things about him, she loves Maddie Groves more than Lord Daniel and all of his kin. The final picture of a gravestone on a hill next to the sword depicts Lord Daniel's wife's final wishes as she asks her husband to bury her in a grave on a pretty green hill with Maddie Groves in her arms. I think the use of a photo collage in the sense of creatively interpreting a ballad is super useful in order to be able to put illustrations and images into the scenery that's being set in the story that essentially brings the story to life.